Bitcoin could be getting ready for a bit of a correction after the monster run that it has just had. In fact, we could see Bitcoin pulling back to test $20,000 in the coming days. But do not worry if this happens. That is what we call bullish selling. It will actually be a great dip to grab because long term, we obviously remain incredibly bullish, especially today as it seems that another $900 billion stimulus bill has been announced over in the USA. I've also got another token sale for you to be putting on your radar. Very interesting ones. Make sure to stick around to listen about that. My name is Lark, and this is where you subscribe for all of the hottest and all of the latest happening out here in the crazy markets. And if you are not yet a member to the Wealth Mastery Investor Report, then now is a great time to join as we move into this just super exciting bull run of 2021. Every week, you will be getting a deep dive altcoin report, a trending coin report, top tier technical analysis, a DeFi tutorial, an interview with an industry leader, stock tips, new token sales, airdrops, and much more, all for less than $10 a week, making this one of the most value-packed and at the same time affordable investor reports on the market. You can click on the link down below in the description to learn more about becoming a member today. Okay, so let's talk about Bitcoin. The big orange coin has smashed yet another new all-time high today at $24,299, right around there. Bitcoin also just put in the highest weekly candle close ever. A big, bold, just green statement making a very strong breakout past that previous line of incredibly critical resistance from 2017. What is actually happening right now is that Bitcoin has been actually consolidating for the past couple of days after that massive run up. We haven't had any really big moves in the past 3 days, but the price did increase by 25% over 4 days last week. So, it's kind of time for Bitcoin to take a bit of a breather, chill out a little bit, right? But that bearish divergence is continuing to extend itself on the 4-hour chart, making it likely that we see a price drop sooner than later for Bitcoin. The price currently is grinding higher just ever so slightly, not really moving up all that much, but the RSI keeps falling rather significantly. Now, to invalidate this bearish divergence, what we need to see is for Bitcoin to really make a pretty big push higher, blasting up to $25,000, for example, could potentially invalidate this bearish divergence that we're seeing. But if we don't see that happen, then there are two areas to be watching for price support: $22,500 and $20,000. In fact, I maintain that a retest of $20,000 as support would actually be really bullish for Bitcoin if we're lucky enough to get that scenario playing out. Now, in either of these price scenarios, it would mean essentially that we are making basically a big area of strong consolidation for Bitcoin above $20,000, below $24,000. That's long-term very bullish for a setup, even if there is a short-term dip. Remember, we're long-term bullish here. And of course, the Bitcoin rally is also just continuing to really just get overextended without any significant correction that we've seen yet. We really want to come back down at some point to retest those key moving averages. Now, that's going to happen at some point, so prepare yourselves for when that does. Who knows when it's going to happen, but it will happen at some point. If we get to $20,000, that'll be pretty close, actually. Keep in mind that even to come back down and test the 50-day moving average at this point would require Bitcoin to drop by around 18% from the current prices. That would take it just under $20,000. Now, that sounds pretty dramatic, but something like that's going to happen at some point, so it's not going to be that crazy when it does. And to everyone saying, but Lark, this time is different. Yeah, it is different. I agree. Big money is buying Bitcoin like crazy, but there are always corrections in markets because the one thing that never changes in markets: investors and human emotions. Also, as food for thought, in the last bull run after Bitcoin passed over the previous all-time high, it actually ranged sideways for 2 or 3 weeks. And then it crashed by 35%. Not saying that is what is going to happen this time. I'm more just providing that as a reminder of what is possible with this market. It is a very volatile market, up and down. I also want to share this fun chart with you that shows the number of Bitcoin accounts worth more than $1 million has gone parabolic recently, absolutely just smashing it out of the park. Now, why did this happen? Well, it happened because a lot of addresses are sitting on 50 Bitcoin exactly. That is the specific number of the early block rewards for Bitcoin. So early miners got 50 Bitcoin for mining a block on, their home computers or whatever, back when that was actually still possible for those addresses that are still holding that Bitcoin. They are now millionaires just from that one time of mining Bitcoin. And surprisingly, a lot of that early Bitcoin has not actually been moved, which is pretty interesting. Now, this chart here shows that 1.78 million Bitcoin has never been moved ever after it was mined. That's crazy. All that Bitcoin just was mined and it's just sitting there for years and years and years. 98% of those coins were mined more than 7 years ago. That's around 9.5% of the circulating supply of Bitcoin. Now look, a lot of that is Satoshi's Bitcoin. He moved some Bitcoin around. It's not all his, but a lot of that's Satoshi's Bitcoin. But a lot of that Bitcoin probably just gone forever. Just some super whales sitting on it for a long, long time. Meaning that modern miners actually don't have that much stock to be able to dump on the market and push the price down. They do have some stock, but not crazy amounts. Now, every once in a while, we do see one of these old Bitcoin addresses activate, but that's actually becoming increasingly rare. So we have to assume that a lot of that Bitcoin is just gone into the waves of time, right? Anyway, the days of mining 50 Bitcoin on your laptop, long, long gone, obviously. In fact, the days of insane growth for Bitcoin are also kind of long gone. We just moved up 25%. That was very exciting, but that's, pretty small when you look at altcoins, right? And I say that as someone who believes that Bitcoin will be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars a coin one day, that, the smaller gains come with Bitcoin, right? If you want to be making those super big gains in the cryptocurrency market, you need to be looking at altcoins. Bitcoin will bring good gains. Yes, that's true. It's definitely the safer play. But if you want to get a 100x or a 20x or any of that kind of stuff in any shorter time frame, you need to be looking at altcoins. That's where the game is right now. Just look at some of the recent listings which have been happening. I mean, just remember MahaDAO. We covered that last week here on the show. It's up around 900% since it listed just a few days ago. So if you got into that or if you bought it just after it listed on Uniswap, you're up big time right now. New coins are where it is at. If you had invested 1 Bitcoin on listing day in MahaDAO, you would have 9 Bitcoin today. That's an incredible gain. Another upcoming token sale to have on your radar is called ExceedMe. Now, ExceedMe is a blockchain-powered gaming platform designed to tap into the esports market by trying to empower gamers at all skill levels, as well as developers and organizers, getting them to be able to monetize their skills. Now, it's going to allow for gamers to be able to earn with their bets, also earn tokens for engagement, as well as allowing for exclusive NFT prizes for winning tournaments, right? The aim here is to be able to bring something that's kind of like DeFi meets NFTs, meets esports. Now, esports, in case you don't know, that's an industry worth $175 billion annually. Now, all of that together, it's a pretty powerful combo. Oh, and did I mention that they're also going to be launching on Polkadot, potentially with a token sale on Polkastarter in the near future. So basically ticking all the boxes here when it comes to something that's likely to get a lot of momentum and hype behind it. Now, it's going to be listing with a very low market cap as well, and ExceedMe will be launching their product in Q1, so it's a pretty quick to-market strategy. As mentioned, it is still in the token sale phase, so make sure you're following over on social media to find out exactly when the listing is going to be. And as always with altcoins, remember to practice good risk management, right? Keep your position sizing according to risk, and always remember to take profits when you see pumps happening. And the final news for today is that the U.S. Congress has finally agreed on a stimulus bill. Now, this bill still needs to pass a vote, but both sides have agreed to the bill, so the vote probably going to happen without too much drama, I would say. Now, in total, the bill will drop another $900 billion worth of stimulus. Now the bill's about 6 months late, and while we do not yet have all the exact details of the spending in the bill, it does seem that the bill is going to be including a one-time $600 check to most Americans. Only half of what was given the first time, and of course, that's many, many missed bills ago for a lot of Americans. Another 8 million people have actually fallen below the poverty line since June, when they actually started negotiating this bill, so politicians just squabbling about all the details, and all these people, having a very hard situation. Now, it's also going to probably include a $300 a week unemployment insurance benefit and around $300 billion in small business loans. And I wonder if the banks, just like last time, are going to help big companies steal all of that small business money. They did it last time. I wouldn't be surprised to do it again. Anyway, hopefully this money actually gets to the people who need it, and it really helps the people who have been hurting as a result of the economic chaos that's been unfolding around the whole corona pandemic thing in the USA. But one thing it will definitely do, send a message to the markets. And that message is that money printing is back in fashion, baby. It's never been out of fashion. Actually, it's going to continue, and it's going to continue at an incredible rate. Stocks will keep pumping, and Bitcoin will keep pumping too, as investors seek to de-dollarize themselves in the face of just truly unprecedented inflationary forces which are being unleashed by the Federal Reserve right now. The money printing will not end well. The solution to money printing is not more money printing, right? The problem's caused by money printing. You don't solve it that way, but anyway, that's what they're trying to do. Especially at a time when we have the IMF out there calling for a great reset. The dollar is under threat like never before. All of which, of course, bodes well for Bitcoin. Plus, a decent percentage of those checks, they're going to be spent on Bitcoin too. So we got that looking forward to us as well. Anyway, your question for today. If you got a $600 check in the mail from the government, what would you spend it on? Would you buy Bitcoin? Would you go all in on an altcoin? Maybe buy some stocks? Or is it time to buy some food and pay the bills? Let me know down below in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Long live the blockchain, and peace out till next time.